I remember a point in time where I wanted to be a streamer, right? Honestly, like the gamer within me still imagines a future where I become a daily streamer, but due to my work and home life, I just don't have the time. But hypothetically speaking, if there would ever come a time where I could pull off a successful streaming career, one of the things I could say with a fair degree of certainty that I would never do is call my audience broke in an attempt to guilt trip them into buying a product that I'm pushing. So what and who am I talking about? This little right here. If you're a part of the gaming world, you may have seen her or heard her annoying voice screeching across the internet while little prepubescent boys salivate over the thought of seeing her acknowledge them in chat. But for those of you who are clueless as to who this chick is, this is Pokimane. And she's a multi-millionaire and one of the biggest female streamers to ever appear on Twitch. So, for those that don't know, Twitch is a live streaming service that is based around video game content. And it has literally made several streamers multi-millionaires, including Kai Cenat. It's very similar to going live on YouTube. People come in, they can chat directly with the streamer, they can comment, donate money, gifts, etc., etc. And in my opinion, the entire platform is predatory in nature. Because for the longest time, Twitch would promote the content from their female streamer base that would appear on screen and during lives with revealing clothing and a very sexually suggestive demeanor. And because the majority of the user base over on Twitch is male-based and male-focused, and to be exact, youth male-based, then it creates the perfect situation for females and women who can capitalize off of the hormones and burgeoning puberty of young boys. Now, why do I say that? Well, you only have to be 13 years of age to sign up for Twitch. And I remember what it was like stepping into my teen years. Everything was about genitalia. Except when I was 13, we didn't have access to something like Twitch, and the media world hadn't been allowed to run wild because the internet was still in its very early beta phase. So it wasn't as mainstream and as streamlined as it is today. But literally anyone that has boobs on Twitch is going to gain followers because that's where all of the soy boys and incels are. And my point for relaying all of that information is to focus on how easy it has become for young, attractive women to make a ton of money through the Twitch platform because they've been able to market themselves as an object of desire. Even if it's not overly suggestive, they'll pretend like it's not their goal to attract a bunch of horny-ass little boys and men to obtain popularity. But even still, that's not why I hate streamers like Pokimane. Aside from the fact that I believe she provides no real value or entertaining content to the media space, with her egregiously boring content,
I tuned into one of her streams, and the first 20 minutes is just her trying to adjust the quality of the live stream.
I really like the other camera, and I don't know why it keeps overheating and go boom.
Stop!
I still feel like it's really, really sharp.
And then out of nowhere it just ends after she gives up. I just don't see how fiddling with a camera for 20 minutes is considered content.
Hello. I'm starting to wonder if I should have done this because I'm still a little, you know. Hello. Oh, I remember what I forgot. Music. Hello? Hello.
Aside from all that, I just think that she's a terrible overall person who is an example of what happens when fame and fortune go to your head. And all this is coming from a person whose brand was to be down to earth and relatable. So she releases a product called Mina Cookies, which is supposed to be this project that she swore she worked 2 years on and was super excited to release them to her audience of incels, who would no doubt run to the nearest web browser and snatch them up.
So multi-millionaire streamer Pokimane just released a line of cookies, and they are extremely expensive by any metric. I'll show some comparisons later, and she's been getting in some hot water because of the price, and also because these cookies were reformulated from another brand of cookies that was much less expensive. And Pokimane has not taken kindly to any criticism about these cookies. I played a portion of the clip where she was calling a viewer a broke boy for questioning the price of the cookies, and I'll play the full thing later, but I think we should start back at the beginning. So pretty much immediately after Pokimane announced this premium brand of cookies, people were questioning the price of $28 for 16 ounces of cookies. That's $1.75 per ounce of cookie, which was higher than any comparison I could find on the Whole Foods website for gluten-free cookies, which is already the expensive grocery store, at least in my experience. And then things got worse when people found a very similar looking cookie at Costco for a much lower price. The tweet says Pokimane's new product is apparently just a rebranded Tootsie Midnight Mini Cookie, which she sells for 3 times the price. The only difference between these cookies is the vitamin D3. $28 versus $9.99 for 400 grams. Scam? Question mark? But Pokimane very quickly had an answer for this. She tweeted out, "There's been some confusion about the product I launched, and I'm here to set the record straight." She says the batch of Mina cookies we're currently shipping were made 3 weeks ago. They are not a drop-shipped product, and we own our formula. The cookies they are being compared to were also made by our manufacturer Creation Foods, which specializes in healthy food. The compared cookies had 1 test batch sold before they were retired. Months later, we partnered with Creation Foods and fell in love with the flavor profile of the Midnight Cookie. We then decided to work together to refine and improve the formula, and we're really happy with the final product. While the ingredients list may look similar, they are entirely different in terms of ingredient quality, quantity/ratios, sourcing, the size/texture of the cookie, and of course the added vitamin D. Refining formulas is a very common practice in the food industry, and around 70 to 80% of the foods you see in the grocery store are white labeled. So just to be very clear, in this first part of the statement, she is admitting that they are working with that exact company that people were comparing her cookie to, but at a much lower price, to reformulate things and make it 3 times more expensive. She continues, repricing. Making a healthy and quality snack with real gluten-free ingredients and added vitamins is not a cheap practice. If you've been following me for some time, you know I rarely take sponsorships because I try to be mindful of promoting or endorsing products. Just because you're already rich, and just because this isn't the fastest way to get as much money as possible, doesn't mean it still isn't a bad product for 99% of consumers. And just to be clear, this isn't just a Pokimane problem. This is an influencer product problem where, for whatever reason, an influencer releases a product and it is way more expensive than the standard product would normally be, and everybody just says it's okay because, oh, people can do what they want with their money, but it's like somebody should be advocating for better products at better prices for consumers. Because yes, Pokimane may have reformulated the cookies and added some vitamin D, but the original cookies were also gluten-free and grain-free, and almost all of the nutrition facts end up being exactly the same. And I have a bottle of vitamin D3 supplement right in front of me, 400 soft gels. It was $13, and it has 625% of your daily vitamin D. Like, if you want vitamin D in your system, just get a supplement. Don't eat like 60 bags of these cookies.
So it turns out the shitty bag of cookies she released was just an exact ripoff of another brand that sold the exact same product called Toasties Midnight Mini Cookies. She just ripped the logo and brand name off of it and replaced it with her own. How do we know this? Well, I told you. The internet keeps receipts. Same product description, damn near verbatim. Same ingredients on the back of the product down to its calories and sodium intake. And when someone on Twitter named Fearbuck brought this to everyone's attention, instead of owning it, the one thing she decided to cling to was that her packaging said that her cookies had some kind of vitamin D in them. Literally the only difference on the goddamn labeling.
I gotta say this one last time. It makes my brain go boom when people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyways, moving on. Like, oh my god, you guys, you can't even afford to pay 3 times the market price for a product that already existed? You all are totally pathetic.
So you insult the very people that are responsible for putting you in the spot you're in and blessing you with millions of dollars, not once, but twice. First, you call them dumb, then you call them broke. And after the internet goes John Wick on her ass in the comments, her response isn't humility and accountability. No. It's this. Some people? Excuse me? Not everyone has millions of dollars that has been thrown at them from horny little 7th graders and men who can't find vagina anywhere. It's not some people who can't afford to pay $28 for some fucking cookies. It's most people, you little twit. The audacity of some of these people, people that have been gifted everything they have and still somehow find a way to be an asshole at the end of the day really deserve a very, very, very special place in our society. And if you think I'm being too hard on Pokimane, then you go look at her content and let me know after if that shit she's putting out over there takes a ton of hard work and high quality. But you want to know why it's super easy, barely an inconvenience for little shitheads like Pokimane to get away with this type of blatant forgery and scamming? It's because you have idiots like this guy who will run to her defense at the first sign of trouble.
New Charlie vid, but it's cookie drama. Pokimane's situation is horrible.
I've kept the naughty little...
What? I don't want to get into this, dude. I don't want to get into this. The Pokimane thing is the Pokimane thing. Here, let me tell you what the Pokimane drama is, okay? Everyone's favorite content creator to absolutely fucking hate by like an audience of incel lords comes out with a new product. Obviously, everybody tries to rip it apart and is like hyper critical of it, hyper scrutinizing it. You can't do that. You're not allowed. You do that, people are going to yell at you. Oh, okay, you did that. Now you came out with a cookie. Everybody yells about it. Everybody freaks out. Everybody fucking loses their mind over it, except it doesn't really go anywhere. Why does it not really go anywhere? Because overall, it's just a product. It's not like they can't really find anything crazy about it. Okay? They can't really find anything too crazy. So, it is about to die down. And then, as far as I understand, this morning or yesterday or some shit, Dixerdo posted about it. She had the audacity to fucking make jokes about being like, oh, y'all are broke, which was insensitive, but it was very clearly a joke, right? Immediately, everybody takes it super seriously and goes, how dare you say that? And now everybody's yelling at her because they actually found something that you can actually yell about rather than the first thing. $28. What is it? $7 a bag. It's like expensive cookies. They do this to you too. Clip something from an 8-hour broadcast to create a narrative. Exactly. It's usually the same exact people that yell at me that are yelling at her.
This fool actually has almost 200K subs. Am I in the Matrix? What is going on out here? What the hell is going on out here? The sheer audacity of any streamer telling someone who patronizes their content to stop being broke and get their money up is beyond insane to me. It's like spitting in their face, especially coming from someone who actually made an entire stream about how cringe it is to grift followers for money.
No, and it's not because I got like $10 million. It's just because I'm good as I am. Why would I compromise my morals and ethics for more money when I have money? Something about that is so cringe to me personally. Like, I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right? For me to do cringe shit when I have my, I can't. Like, ew. Can someone put this into words better than I can? It's almost embarrassing.
I'm telling you, the culture over there on Twitch is something entirely different. It's actually worse than the OnlyFans saga that we have now, because at least with OnlyFans, it's direct and to the point. You typically know exactly what it is that you're getting, or at the very least what to expect. But with Twitch, you have tons of girls like Pokimane that have channels where they literally turn on their camera and do the very bare minimum and get paid hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars for it. And at the end of the day, they're not even grateful to have the audience that even allowed them to secure the various brand deals and paid sponsorships that they have today. No, they believe that they could have done it without the people. They believe that they could have done it all on their own. That everything they accomplished was solely due to their less than mediocre content and sub-level let's play gameplay. And I dare any of her loyal incels to hop into my comment section. I'll eat you little cuck boys alive. I promise you. Moral of the story is that grifters come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they already have millions of dollars. They just want more.
Oh my god, like, come on, guys. You guys couldn't see that it was just a joke? Like, come on. I would never, ever make fun of anyone for being broke. Like, that's so 2008, you know? Shout out to the housing market. But yeah, no, like, I would much rather make fun of, like, homeless people or, like, people that have AIDS, you know? Oh my god. Make sure you buy my cookies. Okay, bye.
Everything is worse when we lead with the sword. I can only judge by your heart what your mouth say. With a grain of salt, I'ma take it for your mouth's sake. Niggas follow greed, ain't no seeds being planted. Cause people never learn till they feeding the planet. Sleeping 6 feet, death is creeping at your